Apple Resources Private Limited.
Welcome students to an enriching learning journey ahead with Wood Apple Resources. Class 5 EVS. I'm your teacher Vani. Here are your friends.
I am Booby. I am Abby.
Dear students, today I am going to teach you Chapter 11, Sunny the Sunflower. Hello everyone. Today we are going to learn how plants grow and make their own food. We have all studied crop cultivation and the growth of plants from seeds. Do you know that plants need food to grow and perform various functions? But have you ever seen a plant eating food? Choose which picture shows the correct food for a plant.
Picture number 3.
Great job! Plants need sunlight, water and air to make their food. But how do they do it? Let's learn more through the story of Sunny the Sunflower. Meet Sunny the Sunflower. Just like you, Sunny needs food for energy, growth and survival. But Sunny makes his own food, and so do all the green plants on this earth. This amazing process is called photosynthesis. Sunny needs a few special ingredients to make his food. Here's nature's unique recipe. A tablespoon full of water, 6 teaspoons of air, and of course sunlight. First, Sunny takes in carbon dioxide from the air through tiny openings in its leaves called stomata. Then its roots absorbs water from the soil and it needs sunlight which it soaks up with its green leaves. Sunny's green leaves contain something called chlorophyll. It helps mix all these ingredients together. When everything is mixed, the magic of photosynthesis happens. And the result is sugar and oxygen. The sugar gives Sunny the energy he needs to grow and stay strong. And the oxygen he releases it into the air, which is great for us to breathe. All green plants make their own food using water, carbon dioxide, and sunlight. This wonderful process of photosynthesis keeps them alive and healthy, and it also gives us the oxygen we need.
पौधे कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड, पानी और सनलाइट से अपना खाना बनाते हैं। पत्तों में क्लोरोफिल के साथ फोटोसिंथेसिस की प्रोसेस होती है, जिससे शुगर और ऑक्सीजन मिलती है। शुगर पौधों को एनर्जी देती है और ऑक्सीजन को हवा में छोड़ दिया जाता है, जो हमें ज़रूरी होती है। इस प्रोसेस से प्लांट्स हेल्दी रहते हैं और हमें ऑक्सीजन मिलती है।
We already know that green plants like Sunny the Sunflower make their own food through photosynthesis. But do you know that not all plants can do this? Let's explore.
Really? Some plants can't make their own food? How do they survive then?
Great question. Sunny the Sunflower has some friends who get their food in different ways. Let's start with his non-green friends. Mushrooms, moles, and the Indian pipe.
I have seen mushrooms growing on dead trees. Do they get their food from there?
Exactly. Mushrooms along with moles and the Indian pipe are fungi. They don't have chlorophyll like green plants, so they can't make their own food. Instead, they grow on dead organic matter and absorb nutrients from it.
That's so cool. But what about those plants that eat bugs?
Those are called insectivorous plants. Let me introduce you to a couple of them. Here we have the pitcher plant and the Venus flytrap. These plants have special leaves that trap insects. They digest the insects to get the nutrients they need because they can't get enough from the soil alone.
Wow, I didn't know plants could eat insects. Do they have to catch bugs to survive?
Yes, they do, especially in areas where the soil lacks certain nutrients. Now let's meet a plant that doesn't make food or catch bugs.
Who's that?
This is Cuscuta, also known as dodder. It's a parasite, which means it lives on other plants. Cuscuta can't make its own food, so it attaches to a host plant and takes nutrients from it.
So it lives on other plants? That sounds like it could be harmful.
Yes, it can be. Cuscuta can weaken its host plant because it's taking nutrients that the host needs. But it's a fascinating example of how plants have adapted to survive in different ways.
सभी प्लांट्स खाना फोटोसिंथेसिस से नहीं बनाते हैं। मशरूम्स, मोल्स और इंडियन पाइप जैसे फंगी ऑर्गेनिक मैटर से न्यूट्रिएंट्स लेते हैं क्योंकि उनमें क्लोरोफिल नहीं होता। इंसेक्टिवोरस प्लांट्स जैसे पिचर प्लांट और वीनस फ्लाईट्रैप बग्स को पकड़कर उनसे न्यूट्रिएंट्स लेते हैं। कस्क्यूटा एक पैरासाइट प्लांट है जो दूसरे प्लांट से न्यूट्रिएंट्स लेकर जीता है। ये सब अलग अलग तरीके हैं जो प्लांट्स को सरवाइव करने में मदद करते हैं।
We have learned about how plants make their own food through photosynthesis. But do you know that all animals directly or indirectly depend on plants for food? Let's talk about the different roles animals play in nature.
So all animals need plants to survive?
Yes, exactly. Animals that depend on plants for food are called consumers, while photosynthetic plants are called producers. Let's start with the herbivores, like deer, sheep, cows, and goats. They eat plants directly and are known as primary consumers because they consume the food produced by green plants.
And what about animals that eat meat?
Good question. Animals that eat flesh are called carnivores. Examples include lions, tigers, pythons, and wolves. They are secondary consumers because they eat herbivores. Some carnivores, like lions and tigers, can also be tertiary consumers, meaning they are at the top of the food chain with no natural enemies. There are also animals called omnivores, like bears and crows. They eat both plants and flesh, making them both herbivores and carnivores.
So herbivores eat plants, carnivores eat meat, and omnivores eat both?
Exactly. Now let's talk about the food chain. The food chain is a series of organisms through which energy transfer occurs. It starts with the producers, which are the green plants. Herbivores or primary consumers eat these plants. Then carnivores or secondary consumers eat the herbivores. At the top of the food chain are the top carnivores or tertiary consumers like lions, tigers, hawks, and alligators, which have no natural enemies. But nature has a special way of keeping things clean and balanced. Animals like hyenas and vultures, which feed on dead animals, are called scavengers. They help clean up by eating dead animals.
What about things that break down dead plants and animals?
Great point! Decomposers like bacteria and fungi break down complex dead organisms into simpler forms. This process helps dispose of biodegradable garbage and keeps the environment clean. Now let's talk about the food web. Many animals eat more than one kind of food, so different food chains are interconnected, forming a food web. This web helps maintain balance in nature. If the number of one type of animal increases or decreases, it can have a serious impact on the environment. Here's an example of a food web. Producer. The green plant uses the sun's energy to make food through photosynthesis. Primary consumer. The grasshopper eats the green plant. The grasshopper is a herbivore and primary consumer. Secondary consumers. The mouse eats the grasshopper. The spider also eats the grasshopper. Tertiary consumers. The owl eats the mouse, making the owl a tertiary consumer. The larger bird, possibly a hawk, eats both the spider and the mouse. Food web interconnections. The mouse and spider are both secondary consumers of the grasshopper. The owl and larger bird are tertiary consumers, eating the mouse and spider. This interconnected system of producers, primary consumers, secondary consumers, and tertiary consumers form a complex food web where energy from the sun flows through various organisms. Let's review what we have learned today. Plants make food using water, carbon dioxide, and sunlight through photosynthesis, producing sugar and oxygen. Fungi, mushrooms, absorb nutrients from dead matter. Insectivorous plants, Venus flytrap, traps insects. Parasitic plants, Cuscuta, rely on other plants. Consumers. Herbivores eat plants, deer. Carnivores eat animals, lions. And omnivores eat both, bears. The food chain flows from plants to consumers. Scavengers, vultures, eat dead animals. Decomposers, bacteria, break down dead matter. A food web shows interconnected food chains and ecosystem balance. Changes in one part affect the whole ecosystem. Plants provide energy and oxygen, while animals depend on plants and other animals, ensuring environmental sustainability. Thank you for joining us. Keep learning and exploring with Wood Apple Resources.